So to get started, I normally light this. I have this sort of like altar candle that I have made and dedicated to Aphrodite, and then instead of doing a fully dressed new candle every single time, I just put a tea light on top of it. And that way, that's like a little hack. I can show y'all how I made this if you're interested, but this normally goes under this. I just had to pull it out because it says in here what all I put into this candle. It has pink salt. It has layers of like the pink salt and then layers of lavender, chamomile, damiana, blue cornflower, cat claw, and rose. And then I just layered like the pink salt with that mixture, the pink salt, that mixture, the pink salt, that mixture, all the way up. And it also has, I think I am almost out, but these are all my little tinctures and everything. It is this rose, it's like a rose, Florida water is also in there as well. So that is in there. And then I basically just, yeah, like I said, I just pop this little tea light on there every time, and then I will light that. So I'll do that now. And then I just, this is also sitting on some affirmations to charge. So all of these are this is my perfume and some body oil that is anointed and dedicated to Aphrodite. And then I have a little love note and a photo from my spouse. And then this is moon water. I switch it out every 2 weeks for the new moon and full moon, and then I just use it in rituals throughout the time period. I have some crystals and the incense going, and this dried flowers in this cutie little coquettish vase. And then I have my mirror over here that I'm going to be using to, there you are, I'm going to be using to do my makeup. So with that, we'll get started. So I have a little mirror that I'm going to use off to the side because I can't really, like I have the mirror behind you guys, but I can't see it very well. Also, right now to tease that I have like a tripod on my camera, but it's not tall enough. So I have it on top of a bucket of paint, but it actually is working perfectly. So a little behind the scenes for you. But yeah, I can't see myself fully in that. So I'm going to hold this and do my makeup in here while I talk to you guys. Don't listen. The back of it it's a whole thing. I tried to order it off Etsy. I usually have really good experiences on Etsy, but I bought it kind of frenetically, and Mercury is retrograde, so that's what I get. I'm going to try to do a little art and craft moment on this, actually, in another video, but for now, just ignore it and pretend that it doesn't look awful. And I have a little drink. This is a little apple pie mocktail. It has like apple cider for the girlies who are already craving fall and it's not even summertime yet. This is for you. But it has apple cider, or we use the like raw, I mean, you could do apple cider, but if you can't find that, we have the like, I don't know if it's unpasteurized. It's like Simply Apple brand, but it's like thicker. I don't know how to, it's almost like apple cider. Like it's either unfiltered or unpasteurized or something. I don't know. So we have that. And then a little sparkling water. And if I had it, I would put ginger beer in, but I didn't have it. So just sparkling water this time. Then I also put some moon water in it as well. And then it has a little cinnamon sugar honey rim. So good. So I'm drinking that. And yeah, I mean, we'll just get started, I think. So I have my candle going. I have a little Aphrodite frequencies in the back. The thing about Glamour magic that you're going to probably hear me say over and over in this video, it's 222 right now on the camera. I'm just putting some lip balm on. Literally any lip balm is fine. This is just what I'm using. There's no like right or wrong way to do it. And I think personally, if someone is like, this is the way, the truth, and the life of witchcraft, this is the only way to do it. I don't know, it's a little bit of a red flag for me. Because I think magic is what you make it. Obviously, intention isn't everything. We have to use tradition and ritual and ingredients and all of that in addition to intent. But I think that a lot of things are what you make it. So you want to do something a certain way in regards to your altar work or your ritual or your glamour magic. It feels good, feels intuitive to you, then do it, you know. Ultimately, I don't know if I showed you this. Ultimately, though, I think glamour magic is just about doing things that make you feel good and feel confident. And so, if you're stressed about the ritual, you're not going to feel that good and confident. So you should do something that feels intuitive and good to you. But what I do, so right now I'm just putting on my primer. Before I even get started, I start by sort of setting my altar, as I showed y'all a little bit earlier. So I'll light a candlelight incense for Aphrodite. And then I also read my affirmations that I've written in my work with Aphrodite, and I'll read those to myself in the mirror. So that's like combining mirror work and glamour magic. And that's a really, really powerful tool. So I'm actually going to make a subliminal with the exact affirmations that I use to work with Aphrodite. So keep an eye out for that. It will be coming. But to start, I put this primer on and I let it sit for a second. So that's why I like to do that first. But it's just the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I tried to only use cruelty-free products, because unless there's something I'm using that is accidentally not cruelty-free, please let me know. But I've been using cruelty-free products for years. It's just something that is very important to me. So I love e.l.f. It's also really cheap. I need a new one. And then I'm gonna let that sit for a second. I also have my little fuck-ass bangs pinned back because I got a little excited, cut my own bangs, and they are cute, but they get in the way. So I just have those pinned back for a moment. And then the next thing I'm going to go in with is, I wear this literally every single day. I don't like to wear foundation because I feel like it's too much coverage and too heavy, but I've been using this for literal years. Unfortunately, it is the Unsun tinted base sunscreen in the shade light medium. Unfortunately, they're going out of business. I'm absolutely devastated. It's one of my like favorite black-owned smaller businesses, and unfortunately they announced this year that they're going out of business. So I'm going through this, which is, it's pretty full, and this will last me a while, but once I'm out, I'm out. So I'm gonna be on the hunt for a new tinted sunscreen, because I use about that much. If it'll, I don't know if that's focused. There we go. I use it every single day, basically kind of like as a substitute for foundation. I said I wasn't going to look in this mirror, but I am. I'm realizing now that like I might use the hand mirror in a second, but my hands are like covered in it, so I don't want to get it on the mirror. But I just kind of like stipple that all over. Don't worry, we'll be getting to the magic here in a minute. And then I go in with a brush. Oh, so another thing that I do, I'm kind of rambling, but it is what it is. Another thing that I do is I'm going to be using this like dual-ended brush. I'm using this fat, I think it's kind of a kabuki brush. But I'm using this to buff it in. But what I was going to say is, here we go with the mirror. This is also before I get started, I offer pretty much everything to Aphrodite. So I offer all of my makeup. I offer basically anything that has to do with my beauty routine at all. I offer my makeup to her. I offer my shampoo and conditioner to her. I offer my makeup brushes to her. I offer my like body, sort of like any like body oils or lotions or anything I have like that. My body wash. literally toothbrush, toothpaste, hairbrush, anything you can think of that's sort of part of your morning routine can be anointed. It doesn't have to be an offering to Aphrodite. That's just what I do. You can anoint it. So you can literally set an intention on it. Even on this mirror, I did the same thing. So literally everything I'm using then is always anointed and always helping to sort of infuse my beauty routine with glamour magic. So I will set an intention and say, for instance, with my makeup brushes, every single time I use these brushes, I get more and more beautiful. I fall more in love with the way I look. I love my face. I love the way my face looks, whatever it is, whatever intention you want to set. It can be anything. And then so with my shampoo, I'll do the same thing. So I'll say, every time I use the shampoo, my hair gets thicker, my hair gets curlier, my hair gets smoother, whatever, longer, whatever you want it to be. And then every single time I use it, I say like this, like anointment is activated when I'm using this. The affirmation that I have anointed this product with becomes more true every time. So that's a little hack as well that I think is really important for glamour magic. The next thing I'm going to do is go in with this e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. It's in the shade 2 Fair Light. I mean, it's been everywhere. The lid is cracked. So here's where we're going to go in with a little bit extra glamour magic. So you don't have to use, it doesn't have to be a product that has a wand on it. You can literally do this with your finger. What I'm going to do is use this to draw sigils onto my face as I'm applying it. So I will do a video on how to make your own sigils, but this can literally be anything. You could draw a peace sign to infuse your day and your mind with peace, with inner peace, to have peace with the way you look. You could draw a heart to increase self-love and to love the way you look and set the affirmation that you love the way you look. Literally, you could draw like cat whiskers and be like, my features are feline. Like I have a perfect cat eye. I have very like fairy. You could draw butterfly wings and say, like, I remind people of a fairy. I look like a fairy. Whatever it is, it can honestly be anything you want. You could draw a crescent moon and say, like, I have ethereal beauty that reminds people of a moon goddess. It can be anything. I like to do a pentagram a lot of the times just because that's what I'm used to. I love a pentagram for protection, but this is where we're going to draw sigils with our makeup. And while we're doing that, we're also setting whatever it is, the intention is that you want to focus on for the day. So I'm going to focus on, I will just do a basic, like, I'm absolutely beautiful. I love the way I look. And when I'm putting this on, I will say, I'm absolutely beautiful. I go up, down, and I make this star, and then I do a circle around it. Okay? So I do this on my cheeks. I do this on my forehead. I do it on my chin, go down the nose, and then I just wipe off any extra. But the whole time, keeping your affirmations in mind. And then I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to buff that out. I have found that, at least in my work with Aphrodite, she is very highly encouraging of mirror work and self-love and confidence. And a lot of these things have really helped me to like the way that I look. Again, after having kind of a years-long slump, I developed a chronic illness, and so my body and face looked very, very different than it had. Don't forget to always pull it down your neck a little bit. My body and face looked very different than it had in the past, and I really didn't recognize myself. So I went through a really, really hard time readjusting and like reacclimating to looking at myself. And Aphrodite is honestly the first goddess I've ever worked with. I have a cat hair stuck to my face. And I didn't really know where to start, and I found that she was very, very open and communicative and willing to guide me. So there's that. The next thing, my nose is so itchy. I swear there's cat hairs floating through the air. The next thing I'm going to do is a little bit of concealer. This is basically, by the way, I didn't say this earlier, but this is just my like everyday super simple makeup. If I'm wearing makeup, I don't actually wear makeup every day anymore. I used to wear a full fucking beat every single day, but I am 31 and I don't have energy for that. I don't really know what that has to do with being 31. There's a lot of 31-year-olds are still doing a full beat every day, and good for them, honestly. It's not me. So when I do wear makeup, this is usually what I do. I'm gonna do the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade, oh my god, it's written for ants, Fair Warm. I have dry skin, so I like to infuse my makeup routine with as many hydrating products as possible. The good thing is that it's on trend to look like you have an oil slick on your face now, so the dry skin girlies are thriving. So I don't do a ton here. Also, what is that? I just do a little bit and like right under my inner corner because I have some darkness because your girl has anemia. I'll do a little tiny bit under the brow and then maybe a little under my nose. I have a little bit of redness and then down just the center of the nose. Listen, I have some breakouts right here, but like I honestly have found the older I get that like I don't know. Something happened when I turned 30 and I just was like the crypt keeper overnight. And I swear if I put something on my face, it is like fine lines that I don't even realize that I had like start existing. Everything shows so much more. Like, I don't know if the plus 30 girlies are here, but let me know if you've experienced this too. Is my point being, if I put something over, I just feel like it looks worse if I put something over like a breakout. I honestly just let it be most days because if I do too much, I just look, it like ages me. I think I need the like no makeup look these days. I always wanted to be like a Glossier girly when I was younger, but like I didn't have clear skin ever. By the way, I'm just like letting this sit for a second because it's so hydrating. I need it to sit. But I never had like, in my opinion at the time, like good enough skin, or I wasn't confident enough to not cover a blemish. So I always wore like heavier makeup, but now that I'm older, it just like does not look good on me. So, or maybe I just don't have the skills to like properly do it, but I just like a lighter look. So just a little concealer. And I go in now with the other end of this brush. I've had this brush forever. I think I got it from like an MLM on accident that I didn't realize. It's like a long time ago. I don't even remember what the name of the makeup brand was called, but it was like all of these, they were like creams. And I bought it and then someone was like, do you want to sell this? And I was very confused. Anyways, I don't remember what it's called, but I obviously don't support them anymore, but I still have this brush. And honestly, what a shame, because it was really good makeup. I hate that they were being weird about it. But I just kind of go like this and kind of tap it in that inner corner. And then I'll do the same under the brow. Kind of drag it, blend it out. Now this will crease a little bit under my eyes and my fine lines, but I will get that at the end. just a little bit of an inner corner highlight. And then I sometimes drag up, like on the outside corner up to my temple, just to like have a little bit of lift. I'm acting like I'm a beauty YouTuber when I'm absolutely not. But the thing is, this like, when you do all of your intentions and your sort of anointing of your products and your makeup ahead of time, it makes it a lot easier to do every single day as you have less to do. So basically, you draw your sigils on with your makeup and then like you're kind of done. You say your affirmations, but you've already like done the work on the front end to anoint it. I run my finger down on this because it's too much, and then I'm just gonna wipe that off. I have a paper towel here. I also am doing my makeup in front of my altar. So if you have an altar, that is a great place to do your makeup. And if you don't, you can anoint any mirror. So you can make any mirror kind of like it could be a mirror that goes in your purse, anything. Any mirror you have access to, you can anoint and kind of use as an altar. So you can do this a variety of different ways. You can do it with moon water, which is literally free. Like, just put a cup of water out into the moon and charge it. You can also do this with Florida water if you have it. You can buy Florida water, which is basically like a spiritual cologne that you can use for cleansing. You could also use smoke. You could cleanse it with incense smoke or whatever herbs you use to smoke cleanse. You could do that. Remember that we don't use white sage unless we're indigenous over here, okay? You can use garden sage. It works, I promise. And it's not protected, and it's not a closed practice to use garden sage. Whatever it is that you choose to do, basically just take whatever property is, whether it's the smoke or the liquid, and you're going to I draw a pentagram, so a star with a circle around it. Do the circle clockwise around it on the four corners of the mirror. So I do top, bottom, and then each side. So north, south, east, west. And I say, like, this mirror is protected and anointed. All portals through this mirror are closed. This mirror is cleansed of any negative residual energy. This mirror is locked and anointed. And so I will say those things, also going clockwise, and that way you don't have like energy coming out of the mirror or anything that you don't want. And then you can use your mirror, and it is going to enhance your glamour magic even further. So that's another little tip. So now that we have that, I'm going to go in and do just very, very lightly. Actually, let me put my, what do you call this? It's like an eyeshadow primer. It's not very good, honestly. This is the e.l.f. one, but you can use any eyeshadow primer. You can also use concealer as eyeshadow primer if you don't have oily eyelids, but I do. My whole face is so dry, and then my eyelids are like an oil spill. So this is just an e.l.f. one, but like I said, I don't necessarily recommend it. It's just the one that I have. So I'm going to put that on there because I also have, I don't know if it's hooded or what, but my eyeshadow always creases. Yeah, so this is my first video like this. So if y'all like the more like conversational, casual 2202 on the camera just then. But if you like more casual conversational videos, let me know. The next thing I'm going to do is go in with just, I guess I should show you first. It's the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. It's just translucent. You could use literally any translucent powder. Again, also, this one isn't necessarily great. It's just the one that I use. I use a very tiny amount. And then I just use a basic, like, fluffy brush. And I swirl it around just in the lid. And then I go under, I'm gonna pick up this mirror. I just go under to kind of set that under eye concealer and eyeshadow primer. I do not put it all over my face because I'm dry, but this is where you would obviously do that. If that's, I am gonna set that under my nose concealer and maybe just a little bit on my chin. I just honestly don't love the way you have to like drag it down, you know, but then I don't love the way it feels on my neck sensory wise. Neurodivergent baddies rise up. So, okay, there's that. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some cream colored eyeshadow on my lids. This is the little e.l.f. Eyeshadow palette. I honestly don't know what it's called, but it looks like, I think it was called like coffee and cream or something, but it doesn't matter. These are not even great eyeshadows, honestly. I used to be such a makeup girly and I had like all the palettes and all the things, and now I'm just like, you know what, I just need a regular eyeshadow. I don't use whatever you want. This is just what I'm doing. This is not a makeup tutorial as much as it is a Glamour Magic tutorial. So it doesn't really matter what I use. You use what you want to use. And I'm just putting it on with like a fluffy brush. All over the lid and kind of up past my lid because like I said, my eyeshadow will crease a lot. And the other thing I do after that is bronzer. And I put bronzer on as eyeshadow. This is the Physician Formula Butter Bronzer and the shade bronzer. It's just a regular one. It's pretty warm. And I don't honestly even use it as bronzer that much. I don't usually wear bronzer anymore, but I just put this in the sort of like corners of my eyes. Like that. So, another thing about Glamour Magic is you can do affirmations for the specific area that you're focusing on at that time. So when you're putting on your foundation, you could say, I have clear and smooth skin. I love my clear, smooth, glowy skin. I am always, like my skin is always so clear and glowy. Whatever it is. When you're focusing on your eyes, you could say, people are drawn to my eyes. I have very captivating eyes. I have beautiful, clear eyes. I have beautiful, insert color, bright green eyes. I have beautiful brown eyes. Whatever it is. You could also do sort of like skill-based affirmations. So like, I'm so good at doing my eye makeup. I always get compliments on my eye makeup. People are captivated by my beauty, whatever it is. But while you're doing a specific, area, if you're doing your lips, you could say, I have beautiful, full, luscious lips. When I speak, people listen. People are captivated by my voice. Whatever it is that's like related to that specific thing you're focusing on is a good way to do it. I'm just gonna kind of keep layering this in a little bit. Okay. Okay. And that's it for that. Pretty simple. I'm going to put a little bit of shimmer on. But I also am going to do my blush really quick. So I'm using this e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick for blush. It's in the shade Glimmering Guava. I really love this. I also sometimes use I've had it for literal years. I used to use this Rare Beauty blush. That's like a very similar shade. It is the shade Joy, but it's almost like too pigmented for me. Like that's why it's literally full, and I've had it for honest to God years. Like it's probably expired by now, but I don't know. I just keep it in there, but I don't really use it because it's too pigmented almost. This one is shimmery, so it's like maybe not for everyone, but I like it. There's a cat hair on it. Bless. So it is also pretty pigmented, so I just kind of like tap it on. Instead of like rubbing it, I kind of like dot it, because otherwise I have found that it is too much. Like I'm gonna put it on my nose, so I'll show you how, like, if I actually rub it, it's very pigmented. So I like to put a little heart on my nose. We're gonna blend it out. Anyways, that's that. Here's the next thing I do. I don't really know why I do this, but I always do. I think by this time, because I've already like set the powder and everything, and then I do the blush over it. I don't actually set my cheeks, so it's fine, and I find it doesn't get cakey, but I do put like a spray on before I blend out my cheeks, since it's like a cream product. This is just the e.l.f. Stay All Night Setting Spray. As you can tell, I'm an e.l.f. girly. This is not sponsored, I wish. I'm almost out, but I just do a spray across the middle of my face to kind of almost like re-wet the blush a little bit. Okay, and then I go in with this old busted Real Techniques complexion blender brush, and I just kind of like stipple it out. So while you're doing this, since it is so pigmented, I don't draw my blush on in a sigil, because I think it would just be way too much blush. But you can like still move your brush in the shape of your sigil. So I could do like up, down, like a star, and then the little pentagram circle, and just blend that up and kind of tap it out with my fingers. Okay. Okay, and this side. Remember earlier I said we'll have to deal with the fine lines of the concealer, so I go like this and like tap it out with my finger, just where it settles into those fine lines. And I do that, and then I set it, and then I maybe do it one more time, and then I find I don't have like that problem recurring, and that way I don't have to put a ton of powder under my eyes, making it look like cakey. So obviously we need to blend the nose out. I don't know if we're still putting blush on our nose as a collective, but we are over here. I like the way it looks, and I think it's cute. What next? Okay. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is a nose contour. So this is, listen, this is how you know I'm not a beauty guru, because this is literal eyeliner. But I have been really enjoying doing my nose contour like this. This is the No Budge Retractable Eyeliner in the shade Coffee from e.l.f. It's gross, but there you go. Here's how I do it. So, hopefully y'all can see this. Right where I kind of want there to be a little more of a button shape, I just start sketching a little bit of a arc. And if you get this wrong, it's literally very, very forgiving. So don't worry about it. And then I do the same thing kind of underneath, like this. It looks crazy, but just trust the process. And then I go down the sides and kind of exaggerate the shape a little bit to make it more snatched. And then if you're really feeling it, you can flick a little bit of that liner in your inner corner, your outer corner. I do not always do this, but just to kind of lengthen the lash line a little bit. Okay, so now we're gonna blend that out. But actually, before we blend it out, I like to let it sit for a minute. I don't know if that actually does anything, but it's what I do. So the next thing I do is my eyebrows. So it's a Wow Brow from e.l.f. in the shade, I have no clue, brown. I don't know. It's like medium brown, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. It doesn't say. But yeah, when I'm not talking and I'm just doing this, this is literally takes me 10 minutes. It's pretty low maintenance. And obviously, you know, that makes it a lot quicker that you sort of anoint your products ahead of time. You can even set your brushes out to charge in the full moon. You could set your makeup to charge in the full moon. Obviously, like if it's safe, don't put your makeup out if it's gonna get stolen or something. But if you have like a back porch or something, or you could even set it in your windowsill. If you have access to a window, you could set it in your windowsill to charge overnight. Or if you don't want to work with the sun and you wanted to work with the moon, I mean, the opposite of what I just said. If you don't want to work with the moon and you want to work with the sun, you would also charge your products in the sun. Just be careful with that they don't, you know, like overheat and melt. But if it's maybe like indirect sunlight, or if it's warm morning light before it gets super hot, you could put your products wherever it is to charge for even 10 minutes and keep an eye on them. Like use, you know, your own discretion. If it's 100 degrees out, maybe not the time, but in general, if it's cool enough, you could also charge it in the sun and say like, I am radiant, I'm charismatic, people want to know me, people like with good intentions are drawn to me, I'm the light of every room, I light up a room, I'm the life of the party, whatever it is. And if it's moon affirmations, you could say like, I am ethereal, I'm mysterious, people want to know me, whatever. So that's a way to do that too. And then I think my point was that you are doing so much of the work ahead of time that it takes less time, and you can incorporate glamour very easily into your every single day routine because it's not over the top or labor intensive. So just like a very simple brow. I don't really do too much with my eyebrows. I used to have my eyebrows tattooed, fun fact. And there's still like a little, you have to get so close, you can't see it on here, but there's a little pink dot here because apparently tattoo pigments are different than like regular tattoo pigment when they're for permanent makeup. And so they're very, very warm. And so I had pink eyebrows while I was getting them removed for like 6 months. It was a look for sure. So now we're gonna go in and blend our nose contour. So with the top part, I like to kind of like follow the line and then I wipe my finger off. So I'll go like this and then wipe my finger off. So that way when you're doing it, you're kind of blending it out and you're also blending it like up and out. Now, if you're using an actual contour product and not eyeliner, This might work differently, but this is just how this works. So down here, I blend it just a little bit more roughly. Or not rough, but like, you know, thoroughly. And here's the other thing is sometimes I do this in here, is I do my makeup in here most of the time, and then I go like into the bathroom or something, flip the light on, and I look crazy. That happens, you know, it's just because the lighting is different. So make sure that you're checking your makeup in multiple lighting. And so on this part on top, I like it to be a little more pronounced. So instead of rubbing it, I like tap it in, okay? So I don't want to completely blend it all the way away. And if there's a part that is, you know, too pronounced or you need gone, you can rub it a little bit harder. But that's pretty much it. Okay, and then I go back in with this little brush and bronzer, and I just set it. So I kind of squeeze it like this, and then I go in and set these lines. This is not honestly the best bronzer for this because it is quite warm, but I haven't felt like buying a new one. And then for the top of my nose to set it, I just like push, instead of like pushing it to the side, I push like down in the middle. I don't know, like this. And then I set the top. And then underneath. And then I wipe my brush off and just go back in and blend it a little bit. Okay. Cute. And we're almost done. The last thing I do for my eyes is I have this highlighter powder. I've genuinely no clue where I got it from. I think it's probably a million years old. It's called Artist Couture in the shade Summer Haze. Summer Roberts is quaking. And it looks, I just get some of the lid and I literally get it on my finger and then I put it on my sort of like inner corner and across my lid. So yeah, I think it is so pretty. It's shimmery, but not like full glitter. And I just kind of like tap it into my inner corner and then put it across my lid. I love it. Okay, and then I'm gonna do that same thing over here. And then I put a little bit on my Cupid's bow. And then I also put some on my nose. So now, if you have any features that you like don't necessarily love about yourself, obviously you can work on that through Glamour Magic. But if you're hoping that you have fuller lips or bigger eyes or whatever, more snatched nose, whatever it is, you can say those affirmations too while you are doing your Glamour Magic, and it's going to help you achieve that. So if you, for instance, wanted to manifest bigger eyes while you're putting on your eyeshadow, you'd say like, I have big, beautiful eyes. I love my big, beautiful eyes. People are drawn to my big, beautiful eyes. I always get compliments on how big and beautiful my eyes are. Whatever it is that you like. So, last thing is mascara, and then I'm going to put a little lip on for y'all, and that's it. We're going to be done. This is not a great mascara, and I don't purchase Wet n Wild anymore, but it is one that I had. Wet n Wild, I don't know if any of y'all heard about this, but there was like some sort of controversy where they said they were cruelty-free and they weren't, I don't know, but This is their Mega Length mascara. It's not great. It's just the one that I have. Honestly, it's quite old. I should probably get a new one. And I also need to get a new eyelash. Sorry if you heard my cat. Oreo. It's fine. What are you talking about? Yeah. Oreo's my familiar, and he's 1,000 years old, and he always has been, and he's so grumpy that I'm not giving him attention right now. And also he's mad that I won't open the window more, but the last time I opened the window for him, his ass tried to crawl out the window of the second story. What was the plan? Anyways, I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, I need to get an eyelash curler, but I always forget until I'm doing my makeup, and then I put my makeup away, and then I forget again. So it's like a constant process. But an affirmation for your lashes could be like, I have thick, long, luxurious eyelashes. It is easy for me to bat my eyelashes and get whatever I want. Whatever you want your affirmation to be. Do that while you're putting your mascara on. And also, you can say the same, even if you're not putting mascara on. You could say the same thing while you're applying a lash serum, or while you're removing your makeup, or while you put your contacts in, whatever it is. And visualizing what you want your features to look like, or your ideal version of yourself. Just like one coat of these. My lashes are very, very straight, and it's hard for me to hold a curl in my lashes, so I struggle a little bit. But I also cannot have lash extensions because I'm crazy and I'll pick them out. I just can't. Every single time I've tried it, I cannot stand the way they feel sensory wise. So I thought about trying those like lashes you put on and they stay on for like a week. They're like like a strip of false lashes, but I don't know, girl. I'm not sure about it. It might not be for me. I love the idea of not having to put mascara on because I don't really like the way that it feels. I think the theme is that I don't like the way things feel around my eyes. One thing I like about this eyeshadow look too is that a look is a stretch. One thing I like about doing my eyeshadow like this too is that because I forget that I have makeup on throughout the day, if I like rub my eye or something, I wear contacts and I have allergies and very itchy eyes, it doesn't really matter, because it's very subtle to begin with. So anyways, there's that. And then I'm gonna put setting spray on, and then I'm gonna have to adjust that audio. I spray in a pentagram as well. So whatever sigil you want, spray in the shape of that sigil. So if it's a heart, spray like this. So I go across, down, and then around. Normally I have to do this circle in 2 spritz, but I go bap, 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 bap. Okay? And then this will dry down. I'm gonna wipe my chapstick off. I have to sneeze. I find that I always get product on my lips, so that's why I like to start with the chapstick. Okay, now I definitely do not do this every day. This is like if I'm trying to serve a look, then I will put a little bit of lip liner on. This is a NYX lip pencil in the shade Natural. It's just kind of like a My Lips But Better color. I'm just gonna do a little bit underneath. And again, if you want your lips to be fuller, you would say affirmations about like, I have beautiful full lips. I love my full lips, whatever it is. And then a little bit of here. Just kind of draw it in the center, little lines. I'm not really overlining them. I'm just lining kind of right on the border of mine. The only place I overline is right here because I have some discoloration there where it's not fully pigmented. And then rub that out. And then I put this on top. The NYX Fat Oil in the shade, link in my bio. You like click it and it comes out the top. Just tap a little bit of that on. But honestly, like, I don't do all this. Like, I normally, if anything, I have a tinted chapstick that I wear most days. I will actually run and go grab it so I can show y'all. Just because, again, it's like sensory to me. Like, I just don't love the way stuff feels on my lips, but that's it. Let me show y'all pull my bangs down now. Okay, there she is. And you can do it too. Alter magic is so easy. Please don't feel glamour magic. Don't feel intimidated by it. You can't do it wrong unless you're like trying to hurt someone with it, but that wouldn't even be glamour magic. So really, you can't do it wrong. Have fun with it, play around, and I hope that you start loving yourself and feeling super gorgeous because you are. And thank you for hanging out with me, spending this time with me, and I hope to see you in my next video. If you like this one, please like and subscribe and leave a comment about what your favorite tip was or what you're gonna try or how you like to do your glamour magic. And I'm so excited to learn from you all too. So see you next time. Bye. Hopping back on here for 1 second because I did in fact go to the bathroom and I did in fact look a little crazy with the nose contour, so blended it out. We're good to go.